Chapter 71 Shen Fan doubts Dai Mubai's true age. You are listening at novelfull.audio. And this is just what Shui Binger can definitely achieve without relying on any help. If she can get a lot of resources to train her, it is not impossible to reach the realm of peerless Douluo, and she may even be able to obtain the inheritance of the Ice God. Shui Binger's declared innate soul power level is level 9. But according to my calculations, her innate soul power level is very likely to exceed level 10. This can be seen from the comparison between Shui Binger and Tang San, the number 1 male protagonist in the Douluo era. In terms of age, Shui Binger is only 1 year older than Tang San. In terms of soul power level, Tang San took 3 immortal grasses plus an attached soul bone and the bonus of the 10,000 years 4th ring. By the time he participated in this elite competition, his soul power level was only 41. Class. However, Shui Binger's soul power level at that time had already reached the 43rd level. If this is not enough to illustrate how high Shui Binger's cultivation talent is. The one who can also be used for comparison is Xiao Wu, a big pink rabbit with innate soul power. When Xiao Wu started this elite competition, his soul power level was only a pitiful 37th level. Compared to Shui Binger, it's simply indescribable. Furthermore, it should be noted here that since Xiao Wu is in the form of a soft bone rabbit, the quality of her 10th level of innate full soul power is far higher than the quality of a human's 10th level of innate full soul power. As long as Shui Binger's cultivation speed can be equal to Xiao Wu's, it means that Shui Binger's innate soul power level will undoubtedly exceed level 10. Not to mention, Shui Binger's cultivation speed completely crushed Xiao Wu at that point in time. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yawo Wu in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yishui in the live broadcast room said, Jia Jia Jia. Huo Wu, aren't you unconvinced? Are you convinced now? Douluo Yawo Wu in the live broadcast room. Is Shen Fan's guess true? Douluo Yishui in the live broadcast room. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. You are several years older than my sister, and your soul power level is about the same as hers. I really don't know where you got the confidence to say that you are not convinced. Douluo Yawo Wu in the live broadcast room. Huo Wu was a little depressed. Shui Binger was taller than her. She always subconsciously ignored Shui Binger's true age. It's not that I want to blow Shui Binger. Shui Binger is not only highly talented in cultivation, but also has one of the best combat prowess. In the Douluo era, if there was no trouble from God Shura, after Bibi Dong ascended to the God realm and Shui Binger grew up, the entire Douluo continent would be Shui Binger's world. Shui Binger was the only person of his generation in Douluo's generation who could easily suppress Tang San. This was after Tang San took 3 fairy grasses and gained the ability to be immune to ice. The only time in Tang San's life that he was hit with autism was by Shui Binger during the elite competition. Douluo Yining Rongrong in the live broadcast room, didn't you tell me to introduce talents to the 7 treasure glazed tile sect? I talked about so many benefits of Shui Binger. But she is from the Shui family, so there is no way she can join our 7 treasures glazed sect, okay? Douluo Shui Binger in the live broadcast room said, Shen Fan was just joking. I'm not that strong. Douluo Yining Rongrong in the live broadcast room, Shen Fan spent so much time writing about you, how could he be joking? Ning Rongrong felt that Shui Binger was too humble and low-key, no wonder he could hide it from all the forces including their 7 treasures glazed sect. However, although Shui Binger is good at everything, she also has one biggest failure. Her martial spirit is Ice Phoenix. Obviously she is an attack-type martial spirit, but I don't know who was smart enough to let her take the control-type route. Isn't this weakening Shui Binger's combat power in disguise? This is also Shui Binger's only pity. Douluo Yishui in the live broadcast room, Is this what your mother asked you to take the control route? Douluo Shui Binger in the live broadcast room, yes. It should be said that the Ice Phoenix line of the family has followed the control line for generations. It just works with your Dolphin series to make up for the family's shortcomings of only having a strong attack system and agility attack system but no control system. After all, the Ice Phoenix can attack and control, while the Dolphins can only choose to attack. Douluo Yishuiuir in the live broadcast room. Although I'm very touched, I'm just unhappy. What's going on? In the live broadcast room, Douluo Yuowu said, your self-esteem has been hurt. Douluo Yaozi in the live broadcast room, what nonsense are you talking about, speaking of words? Anyway, we have already written about Shui Binger, a peerless evildoer of the younger generation. Simply, the other young people with names in the Advanced Soul Master Academy should also write it down. Let's start with Dai Mubai, the boss of the Shrek 7 Devils. With Dai Mubai's talent and temperament, if he had not met his nobleman Tang San and lived to death of old age without being crippled, his highest achievement would probably be around level 85 Contra. This is an achievement that Dai Mubai can only achieve with the training he received from a large amount of resources. Otherwise, if Dai Mubai relied entirely on his own cultivation, he would probably reach Soul Saint level around level 75, which would be his final achievement. But when it comes to Dai Mubai, I suspect that he lied about his age. To be honest, I don't believe he is only 15 or 16 years old now. Davis, the eldest prince, is now over 20 years old. As the third prince, Dai Mubai is definitely not that much younger than his eldest brother. Also, if Dai Mubai was 15 years old, he would have already reached the 37th level of soul power. Compared with him, he would only reach the 39th level when he was about 20 years old. He is known as Yu, one of the twin stars of the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family. Tianheng, hasn't it become a big joke? Not to mention, Ma Hongjun and Oscar made it clear. During the 3 years since Dai Mubai came to Soto Shrek Academy, he spent every day hanging out and having fun with all kinds of beauties, and had no time to practice at all. According to this statement, when Dai Mubai joined Soto Shrek Academy, he was 12 years old and his soul power level was at least 35. My old swan. With such talent in cultivation, our hero Tang San is no match for him. Not to mention the emperor of the Star Luo Empire is stupid, even if his brain has been ripped out, he will not just sit back and watch Davis oppress Dai Mu. Baiba. Unless the Xingluo royal family simply doesn't want to cultivate their own powerful title Douluo. So, I think it was Dai Mubai who bought Flanders, a money-hungry guy, with gold soul coins, and then Flanders agreed that Dai Mubai should join Shrek Academy. Chapter 72 One Head and Two Arms Feng Xiaotian. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Douluo Yining Rongrong in the live broadcast room, Zhuqing. Is Dai Mubai's true age really over 15? Zhuqing, Douluo Yi in the live broadcast room, maybe. Who knows about their royal family's affairs? I didn't have time to take care of this before, but now I'm too lazy to take care of it. It's not that I'm maliciously speculating on Flanders. It's really the four-eyed owl who doesn't live up to his expectations. Dai Mubai was confused here by Flanders, and Oscar was confused by Flanders here, making him feel like his IQ was being rubbed on the ground. I remember that Flanders' description of Oscar roughly meant that Oscar was the first auxiliary soul master with innate soul power in the history of the entire Douluo continent. At that time, Flanders' words shocked Ning Rongrong, the young sect leader of the Qibao glazed sect. However, when I saw this sentence, I was immediately shocked by Flanders. Let's use data comparison, which is the fairest way to explain the problem. This so-called Douluo continent's first auxiliary soul master with full innate soul power, when he was 14 years old, his soul power level was only a mere 29. Isn't this funny? You must know that Ning Rongrong's innate soul power was level 9, and coupled with her playful personality of practicing 2 or 3 hours a day and taking a day off, when she joined Soto Shrek Academy at the age of 12, her soul power level was its already level 27. One is the so-called 10th level of innate full soul power, who practices step by step every day, 14 years old, 29th level. One is at the 9th level of innate soul power. He practices for 2 or 3 hours every day and spends the rest of the time resting and having fun. He is 12 years old and at the 27th level. Comparing these two data, there is no need to say anything more. The problems are clear at a glance. Both of them are also auxiliary soul masters who are relatively difficult to cultivate, so there is no problem of different difficulty of cultivation. The most important thing is, if Oscar is really the first auxiliary soul master with innate soul power in the history of Douluo continent, who will get the Shrek Academy in Flanders to recruit Oscar. He had already been recruited by Wuhuan Palace or other super powerful forces. Don't say that it was Flanders who helped Oscar awaken his martial spirit. Others simply don't know that. Flanders is not a kind person, and he will not go out to help ordinary civilians awaken their martial arts souls when they are full, unless the Wuhuan Palace has insufficient manpower to help people awaken their martial souls, so they pay Flanders to help. But if Flanders was really hired by the Spirit Hall to help ordinary civilians awaken their spirits, then there would definitely be many people waiting to awaken their spirits. In full view of the public, Flanders would have no chance to expose Oscar to this so-called monster with innate soul power was concealed. Of course, it would be a different matter if Flanders killed everyone who came to awaken the martial soul in order to hide Oscar's affairs. So to sum up, I estimate that Oscar's true innate soul power should be at level 7, and it will definitely not exceed level 7. After all, an auxiliary soul master with an innate soul power of level 8 is already a super genius that is rare to see in 100 years. Even if Wuhuan Palace will not force Oscar to join because of its strong background, those super powerful forces will definitely not give up recruiting Oscar easily. Douluo Yawowu in the live broadcast room, the analysis makes sense. Flanders will never be able to protect a super genius with an auxiliary system whose innate soul power is level 8 or above. Since there are no legends about Oscar in the outside world, it can only mean that Oscar's innate soul power level is definitely not up to level 8. Douluo Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, damn it. Why have I never doubted it before? 2 years older than me, but his soul power level is only 2 levels higher than mine, and that still doesn't include the level of soul power that is higher than my level 9 innate soul power, which is level 10. This can be the cultivation of full level 10 innate soul power. Speed, finally, if Oscar had not taken the grass jelly, his highest achievement in this life would basically be to become a level 71 soul saint. Alright. The next one is Ma Hongjun. This guy has nothing to say. If Ma Hongjun didn't have the fairy grass to help him solve the negative state caused by the martial spirit, he would not be able to continue cultivating when he reached the level of more than 60 soul emperors, otherwise his life would be difficult to save. Ning Rongrong, if there is no fairy grass to evolve her martial soul, level 79 will be her end. Xiao Wu, it's hard to say, she was either tricked by Tang San or stabbed by Bibi Dong. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, it's my turn, you didn't say anything, I just walked away. Zhu Zhuqing is about the same as Dai Mubai. If there is no fairy grass, if he can live to old age and die, and has the resources to cultivate him, his highest achievements will probably be similar to Dai Mubai's. After all, although Zhu Zhuqing's cultivation talent is not as good as Dai Mubai's, Zhu Zhuqing's cultivation efforts are far from comparable to Dai Mubai's. Speaking of this, a sentence suddenly appeared in my mind, that is, I cheated Dugu Bo and enriched the Shrek 7 devils. Douluo E Duguian in the live broadcast room. Douluo E Shrek Sanmei in the live broadcast room. The people from Shrek Academy have finished talking, the next person to talk about is Feng Xiaotian from Divine Wind Academy. What did this person say? Perhaps it can be said that Feng Xiaotian successfully gave a head and 2 arms a new interpretation. Pure head and 2 arms. Douluo Yishuiyuir in the live broadcast room, Shen Fan is so bad, he said that to Feng Xiaotian. Feng Xiaotian's innate soul power is level 10. After Shui Binger, this is the only person among today's young generation who can become a titled Douluo by himself alone. But this product is good. Obviously he has an innate talent full of soul power, but he doesn't cherish it. He wants to study the so-called self-created soul skills at an age that is most suitable for cultivating soul power. As a result, he wasted his talent with full innate soul power, resulting in a peerless genius with full innate soul power. When he participated in this Soul Master Elite competition, his soul power level was only 7 or 8 levels compared to those with innate soul power levels. The contestants are pretty much the same. It is not unfair to say that he is purely one-handed and two-armed. I just want to say, if you want to create your own soul skills, wouldn't it be nice to wait until you are past the age that is most suitable for cultivating soul power? Do you have to study self-created soul skills at an inappropriate time? Obviously, the cost of his doing this is that without sufficient resources, he may not be able to become a titled Douluo on his own. Chapter 73 Douluo 1 and Douluo 2 Girls in the Live Broadcast Room, so this is it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Douluo Yuwowu in the live broadcast room said, Feng Xiaotian has 2 arms. Douluo Yaozi in the live broadcast room, isn't he always chasing you? If you say that to him, he will be very sad if he finds out. Douluo Yuwowu in the live broadcast room, who wants him to chase me? Whether he is hurt or not is none of my business. Huo Wu rolled her eyes. She really didn't like Feng Xiaotian at all. After talking about Feng Xiaotian, it seems that few of the other senior Soul Master Academy team members in this class are outstanding, whether it is the Huo Wushuang brothers and sisters from Blazing Fire Academy, Yuqianheng Yuqianqin, or Shui Yuer, Yao Zimen, etc. basically have the resources to cultivate them. All of them are Soul Saint Soul Douluo. Douluo Yuwowu in the live broadcast room, it's okay to say that I don't have the qualifications to be titled Douluo. Am I not even qualified to be singled out and written about? Douluo by Qinxiang in the live broadcast room, be content. I'm not even qualified to have my name written down. In the live broadcast room, Douluo Yimeng still said, your name, by Qinxiang, should be included in the word waiting. Douluo Yishuiyur in the live broadcast room said, hey. Wouldn't Dugu Yen and Yi Lingling be included in this word? Douluo Yi Duguian in the live broadcast room. Douluo Air Su Tianjin in the live broadcast room, let's talk first, I don't mean any harm. I just feel like, how come you, Douluo, look a little weak in the first generation? Especially those of you girls who have copies of the diary. You should be considered the leaders of your generation. But why is it that Shui Bing'er is the only one who can definitely become a titled Douluo, while the other Feng Xiaotian can only be considered half of one at most? This question puzzled not only Su Tianjin, but also all the owners of copies of the diaries of Douluo 1 and Douluo 2, however, just when Douluo 1, Douluo 2, and even the girls from other worlds kept expressing their speculations in the live broadcast room, the following contents of Shen Fan's diary made everyone understand. Speaking of which, it's because the gods of the divine realm say one thing and do another, and keep saying that the divine realm cannot interfere with the lower realm. The results of it. Almost all the luck of this generation in Douluo continent was used by Shura god on Tang San, which directly caused the emergence of the 8 gods in this era. It seems to be the coming of the Golden Age, but in fact it uses the entire era as nourishment. Supporting Tang San's side has made it difficult for everyone in this era to even reach the title of Douluo, except for those on Tang San's side and Bibi Dong and Qianren Xue, who are bound to become gods. Douluo 1 and Douluo 2 girls in the live broadcast room, so that's it. Honestly, I don't believe that the other gods in the god realm don't know what God Shura is doing on Douluo continent. For example, the goddess of life, the god of destruction, the god of kindness, and the god of evil, these 4 divine kings who are on the same level as the Shura god, mostly open their eyes to the little actions of the Shura god because they have worked together for countless years. Just close one eye. Again, looking at it this way, we can find the reason why the gods of the god realm finally chose to support Tang San. Because the current gods in the god realm, including the 2 goddess kings who think they are kind, the goddess of life and the god of kindness, secretly are exactly the same as Tang San. They are all shameless people with hypocritical double standards. The goddesses of Douluo 1 and Douluo 2 god realm. I just feel sorry for my little Schwer. Although you are a love brain, your heart is still kind, and the dark world of gods cannot tolerate you, a kind angel god. Please come to my divine realm from now on. Don't forget to bring your mom. Oh, right. There is also the little fox and Nihuang Douluo. Douluo Yishuier in the live broadcast room. Why are you watching so well? But suddenly I feel that the color in front of my eyes has changed. Douluo Qianrenshua in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room. Okay, let's go to the place to eat. Let's finish writing here first. After writing the last word, Shen Fan put away the diary and looked at Ning Rongrong, who was gathered together and talking. Rongrong. You can ask the restaurant chef to come over later. I have an ingredient that I need him to make. Shen Fan said. What ingredients? Of course, Ning Rongrong knew that the ingredients Shen Fan brought out were definitely not ordinary ingredients, but he still had to ask, otherwise it would definitely arouse Shen Fan's suspicion. It's an unknown animal. Eating it can enhance your body's strength. Shen Fan casually made up a lie. And this kind of animal? Is it some kind of spirit beast that we haven't seen before? Ning Rongrong pretended to be surprised. It's not a soul beast. As for what the other party is, I don't know. I got it by accident. This is the ingredient Shen Fan exchanged from the diary mall. Naturally, it is not comparable to the soul beasts on Douluo continent. That's it. Ning Rongrong nodded, thought for a while and then said, maybe it is an extremely rare and precious animal. No wonder I have not seen any records of this animal in the library of our Qibao glazed sect. While talking, Shen Fan and his party, led by Ning Rongrong, arrived at a luxurious banquet hall at the highest point of the restaurant that was not open to the public. Master Shen. I am the #1 chef here, Lin Tian. I heard from the eldest lady, are you looking for me? At this time, a middle-aged man with a smile on his face came next to Shen Fan and asked respectfully. Correct. I have an ingredient here, please cook it, Chef Lin. With that said, Shen Fan took out a packaged ingredient and handed it to Lin Tian, who claimed to be the first chef. Excuse me, Mr. Shen. Are there any special cooking conditions for this ingredient? Also, what kind of flavor does Mr. Shen want? Lin Tian took the ingredients and continued to ask respectfully. No special cooking conditions. As for what flavor you want, you can ask them. I don't care. This ingredient was originally prepared for the girls and had basically no effect on Shen Fan. Then I'll take my leave first. Lin Tian saluted Shen Fan, then ran to the side of Ning Rongrong and the girls with the ingredients, softly and respectfully chatted with them for a few words, and then opened the door and prepared to leave. However, the door just opened, and Lu Erlong and Zhu Zhuqing just walked to the door and were about to knock on the door. Dean Erlong, Zhuqing. You guys got here pretty quickly. Thankfully, I deliberately asked the kitchen not to rush to serve food. Seeing the visitor, Ning Rongrong quickly stood up and welcomed the two of them into the room. At the same time, she said to Lin Tian, who had not left yet, no need to wait, we are all here, let's serve the food directly. Yes. Mississippi. Hearing this, Lin Tian, who was standing aside, agreed, then gently closed the door and walked quickly towards the kitchen. Chapter 74 Tang 3 blocks the road. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A few hours later, the faces of the women who were chatting happily suddenly changed. Why do I feel hotter and hotter? Did the ingredients work? But when Ning Rongrong said that, he and the other women who had feelings looked at Shen Fan. Yes. We're almost done eating. You go to the small room to refine this energy. I'll help you protect the law outside. Shen Fan nodded. It is good. Everyone, follow me. Ning Rongrong felt that it was getting hotter and hotter, so she took the girls to the small room next to her without talking nonsense. Why don't I feel much, just a slight warmth in my lower abdomen? Lu Erlong waited until Ning Rongrong and the girls left before he expressed doubts. Me too. Dugu Yen next to him also responded. Both of you have experienced the body training of the ice and fire eyes. Of course it won't be too big. Of course, even if it doesn't feel too big, it will still have some strengthening effects on the body. It's just that you don't need to be like Rong and the others. Because the energy is too huge and the body strength is not strong enough, it is too slow to rely on the body to absorb it on its own, so you need to calm down and actively refine it. Shen Fan explained. I see. The two women were stunned. I'll go to the small room and have a look. Dugu Yen stood up and said. Suit yourself. Shen Fan had no objection. Correct. I happen to be free now. Shen Fan, I want to talk to you about the academy team. When Dugu Yen left, Lu Erlong suddenly said. What about the team? Shen Fan didn't say anything and waited for Lu Erlong to continue. I plan to split the current Shrek team into two. One of the teams still has Dai Mubai as the captain and Tang San as the vice-captain. You will be the captain of the other team, and Dugu Yen will be the vice-captain. What do you think? After speaking, Lu Erlong confidently waited for Shen Fan to nod in agreement. It's okay, that's fine. But where can I find my other teammates? I plus Yen plus Lingling, there are still at least 4 people left. While Shen Fan was asking, he had already started to look for people who could be his teammates in his mind. Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Xiao Wu, and Jiang Zhu will join your team, so your team will be full. Lu Erlong revealed the plan that he had discussed with Ning Rongrong and others in the live broadcast room. What? Can they agree? Shen Fan was stunned. Why don't you agree? This is the arrangement of the college. I'm just looking for teammates, not a husband. Lu Erlong rolled his eyes. If there is no problem with Xiao Wu and the others, then of course there will be no problem with me. If Xiao Wu can really join his team, it will definitely deal a major blow to Tang San. This is what Shen Fan likes to see the most, so he will naturally not refuse. Then it's settled. Lu Erlong clapped his hands and said, afterwards, the two of them had no new topics to talk about, and the atmosphere around them gradually became a little weird. 2 dragons. After a long time, Shen Fan shouted softly. Call me Dean Erlong. Hearing Shen Fan calling him that, Lu Erlong was in a daze for a moment. When he came to his senses, he immediately said seriously. Does Dean Erlong think it will make you feel better if I call you that? Shen Fan smiled maliciously, stood up and sat next to Lu Erlong. Don't get so close. Lu Erlong wanted to move to the side, but before he could move, an extra claw appeared on the upper arc. Kindness. Lu Erlong snorted and his breathing became unsteady. Next to him, Shen Fan saw that Lu Erlong had no movement and began to do some interesting things with Lu Erlong. Soon, 2 hours passed as Shen Fan worked tirelessly. Boom. At this time, a loud noise came from the small room. What's going on? Hearing the movement in the room, Lu Erlong quickly pushed away Shen Fan who was drinking the juice she brewed with relish, tidied himself up, and ran to the door to ask. Nothing. I just want to test my current physical strength. As Ning Rongrong's voice came out, the door of the small room was opened from the inside. How's the effect? Lu Erlong avoided the playful looks of the women and changed the subject. Very nice. If in the past I would be knocked down in one blow by an attack-type soul master of the same level, now one blow will only slightly injure me at most. When talking about business, Ning Rongrong withdrew his playful eyes and spoke excitedly about his current state. If it weren't for seeing Shen Fan drinking the juice brewed by Lu Erlong in the live broadcast room, Ning Rongrong would definitely rush up and give Shen Fan a hard slap at this moment. Congratulations to you, Rongrong. Correct. Where are Lingling and Jiangzhu? Is it similar to Rongrong's promotion? While Lu Erlong was truly happy for Ning Rongrong, he did not forget to ask about Lingling and Jiangzhu. My promotion is similar to Rongrong. Jiangzhu was filled with joy and looked at Shen Fan with gratitude in her eyes. Me too. Lingling didn't talk much. Shen Fan. We, the Qibao glazed sect, owe you a favor. Ning Rongrong came to Shen Fan and spoke solemnly. The same goes for our Jiuxin Haitang family. Yi Lingling followed closely behind. Me. When it was Jiangzhu's turn, she was a little embarrassed. There was nothing she could do. She was just an ordinary civilian. Even if she said she owed Shen Fan a favor, she would not be able to repay it. Everyone is a friend. It's too far-fetched to say whether you owe something or not. Shen Fan interrupted Jiangzhu, who was embarrassed and didn't know what to do, and helped her out. He also stopped Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing from saying thank you. Fan is right. We are all friends, so what's the point of saying thank you so much? Dugu Yen helped from the side. It is good. Then we won't talk about it. Ning Rongrong and others looked at each other and nodded with smiles. Okay. It's getting late. Let's go back to the academy. Seeing that the relationship between the few people was getting closer, Lu Erlong was also happy for them, but when she saw that it was close to early morning, she immediately clapped her hands and said, seeing this, everyone agreed, Shrek Academy Villa area. Xiao Wu. Where did you go? Why did you come back now? That at the entrance of the villa where Dai Mubai and the other 4 people lived, Tang San stopped Xiao Wu and his group with a very ugly look on his face. My sisters and I went to eat. What happened? Are you going to take care of this too? Xiao Wu said speechlessly. Have a meal. It takes so long to eat a meal. Tang San was extremely dissatisfied. He had been waiting for Xiao Wu here for several hours. Chapter 75 Dugu Yen, Where Do Lingling and I Live? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tang San. Do you distrust us, or do you distrust Xiao Wu? When we say we are going to eat, we are going to eat. Is there anything else we can do? Ning Rongrong was not used to Tang San. Ning Rongrong. I can forget about what happened not long ago. But don't be ignorant. Do not forget. You still need me to provide the hidden weapons your 7 treasures glazed sect needs. This was not because Tang San had become easier to talk to, but because he thought that establishing the Tang sect would still require a lot of money, and it was not a good time to fall out with the enemy of the Qibao glazed sect. He. Hearing this, Ning Rongrong was really angry at Tang San and laughed. What are you laughing at? Tang San took a step forward and asked. Why am I laughing? Anyone with a discerning eye can see that I just said a few fair words about what happened before. It was you who attacked me out of nowhere. How can you have the nerve to say forget about it now? Never mind. I have nothing to say to an extremely selfish and self-righteous person like you. Xiao Wu and Zhu Qing, let's go. After saying that, Ning Rongrong took Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing and left straight away, completely ignoring Tang San's glare from behind. Let's go too. Shen Fan said with a smile, seeing Tang San being treated like this by the acacia ape, showing a bit of his true colors while breaking his guard. Shen Fan saw it and felt happy in his heart. Well, we. And many more. Where will Lingling and I live? Halfway through his words, Dugu Yen suddenly realized that he and Yi Lingling didn't have a place to live yet. In fact, if she was alone, Dugu Yen would not ask. She had already done everything with Shen Fan, and now even sleeping on the same couch with Shen Fan would be fine, but with Yi Lingling, she had to ask. Stay in my villa. Everyone has their own small room, which is fully equipped with bathroom and other facilities. There is no need to worry about the embarrassing situation of the bathroom being unlocked and another person accidentally breaking in. Shen Fan thought for a while and suggested. Lingling. What do you say? Dugu Yen looked at Yi Lingling. Can. Yi Lingling hesitated for a few seconds and nodded. Why don't I stay in junior brother Shen Fan's villa? I live alone in a building, which is a bit wasteful. At this time, Jiangzhu also spoke. Okay. If Shen Fan hesitates for such a long-desired thing, it would be a sign of disrespect for his own persona. Then I'll go bring the luggage over now. Jiangzhu is not a procrastinator either. It's already midnight. Let's go help Jiangzhu get her luggage together, so it can go faster. As Lu Erlong spoke, he led Shen Fan and others to leave alone, leaving only the ignored Tang San. Hateful. You all already have a way to die. Tang San watched Shen Fan and his entourage walk into the villa where Jiangzhu lived while talking and laughing. He could no longer control the violent emotions in his heart and punched the tree next to him. Interesting. Are you not going to pretend anymore? Shen Fan stood at the door of Jiangzhu villa, listening to the sound of trees falling to the ground outside, and sneered in his heart. He then continued to ignore Yin's thoughts in his mind, and took out his diary to record it. Should I properly thank the acacia ape who gave Tang San a hard time? No, before I make a move, Tang San has already broken through the defense. He doesn't even want to pretend to be a pure young master. Also because Tang San broke through the defense, today he has completely offended Ning Rongrong, which means that the Shrek 7 devils who will dominate Douluo continent in the future are missing the most important link. It can be said that without the assistance of Ning Rongrong, the Shrek 7 monsters will lose at least half of their combat power. I just hope that Ning Rongrong will not be so foolish as to forgive Tang San inexplicably after being persuaded by others. After all, Ning Rongrong had a criminal record, and Dai Mubai would do something to her first and then another. She could forgive him, and even become an inseparable comrade with him. Yes, just never leave. Every time I think about this, my outlook on life is shattered. After writing this, Shen Fan put away his diary and met Dugu Yan, who walked out of the small room. I'd better get it. Shen Fan wanted to take over the luggage from Dugu Yan's hand. Do not move. I told you everything. These luggages belong to girls. As a grown man, don't come over and look at them, and don't touch them either. Dugu Yan knocked off Shen Fan's extended claw. Aren't I afraid of your hard work? Shen Fan muttered aggrievedly. I'm not the kind of person who is helpless. Dugu Yan rolled her eyes at Shen Fan. Okay. You two, stop flirting here. Finish moving and rest early. Lu Erlong said. Why did this tree fall? The sound insulation effect of the villa is very good. When the girls were packing things inside, they closed the door of the small room. Therefore, Lu Erlong, who was the first to walk out of the villa, was a little surprised when he saw this scene. It was cut off by Tang San. Shen Fan would not help Tang San hide it when he was full. Been slapped off by Tang San. This Tang San is real. Lu Erlong deliberately shook his head without saying anything, and came to Shen Fan's villa with everyone. Then, with the joint efforts of Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqin and Lu Erlong's 4 daughters, who came to help, they spent a lot of time. In about half an hour, Jiangzhu, Duguyan and Lingling's rooms were finally tidied up. After finishing their work, the third girl Xiaowu and Lu Erlong were too lazy to return to their villa, so the 7th girl simply squeezed in and lived in the same room. In response, Shen Fan sighed and returned to his room alone. Originally, he was thinking of going to Lu Erlong to finish the unfinished work in the hotel, but now that the girls are here, he can only stay in the empty room with tears in his eyes. Diary system. Turn off the live broadcast. Shen Fan, lying on the couch, said weakly. The live broadcast has been closed. Start settling rewards now. Congratulations to the host for getting 30,000 Diary Mall points and 100 million gold soul coins. The rewards have been distributed, please host to check them yourself. After saying that, the voice of the diary system turned to the girls. No one won the jackpot today. 100 million gold soul coins. Is this the grand prize? Shen Fan stood up in surprise. Not the grand prize. The diary system's answer is very simple. Isn't 100 million gold soul coins considered a grand prize? Shouldn't it? In the mall, 1 point can only be exchanged for 1 gold soul coin. Shen Fan said. The gold soul coin itself is not a treasure. Even if you get 100 billion, it's not a grand prize. The diary system explained. Okay. If it's not a grand prize, It's not a grand prize. Shen Fan lay down again and fell asleep after a while. Chapter 76 Four girls join Shen Fan's team. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Early morning. System. Turn on live broadcast. In the room, Shen Fan finished washing and started the live broadcast before going out. Husband, are you awake? This is the breakfast I bought for you. Outside, Dugu, who was having breakfast, saw Shen Fan coming out, got up, took out the fried dough sticks kept warm in his clothes and handed them to Shen Fan. Where are they? Shen Fan took the fried dough sticks, looked around, and found that Dugu was alone, so he couldn't help but ask. They all went to the back mountain training ground. We are the only two pricks who haven't left yet. Dugu smiled with crooked eyebrows. So early? In that case, let's go there too. With that said, Shen Fan wiped out the fried dough sticks in his hands and took Dugu to the back mountain training ground. What? 2 dragons. Isn't this not good? As soon as Shen Fan and Dugu arrived at the training ground in the back mountain, they heard Flender's hesitant voice. What's wrong? Now the number of our team has reached 15. If we were all in one team, wouldn't it be a waste of their opportunity to show off their talents in the elite competition? Such an event is only held once every 5 years. Flanders, do you want the children to have any regrets? Lu Erlong said. But Xiaogang. Should we go discuss it with Xiaogang? Flanders was still hesitant. As long as Tang San is still in his team, he won't have any objections. Okay. This matter has been decided. Lu Erlong said casually, she didn't care whether Yu Xiaogang agreed or not. Okay. Then how do you want to divide the teams? Of course Flanders knew that Lu Erlong was talking nonsense, but Yu Xiaogang and Lu Erlong asked him to choose a gang, and he definitely chose to help Lu Erlong. Besides, no matter how the teams are divided, they are still Team Shrek, so he has no reason to object. Simple. The newly formed team is headed by Shen Fan as the captain and Dugu as the vice-captain. The team members are Yi Lingling, Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing and Jiang Zhu. I am the leading teacher. Lu Erlong revealed the plan that had been discussed long ago. What? No. I object. Zhu Qing and the others have been training with us for quite some time, and we can say that they already have a good understanding of each other in terms of cooperation. Now if we suddenly let them leave our team's strength will definitely drop by more than half. Hearing this, before Flanders could say anything, Dai Mubai, who was not far away, was the first to jump out. In fact, Dai Mubai was only opposed to Zhu Zhuqing leaving the team, but in order to defeat his elder brother Davis in the elite competition, he also knew that he could not let Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu leave the team. 2 dragons. What Mubai said makes sense. Moreover, Shen Fan's team already has the healing soul master Yi Lingling. If Jiang Zhu, the healing soul master, is allowed to join Shen Fan's team, then the number of healing soul masters in Shen Fan's team will be the same. Otherwise, let Yu Tianheng, Tai Long, Jing Ling and Huang Yuan join Shen Fan's team. What do you think? In friend's opinion, this method is the most reasonable. First of all, the original Shrek team will not be dismantled. No matter Yu Xiaogang, Tang San or Dai Mubai, they will not object too fiercely to the idea of dividing the team proposed by Lu Erlong. Secondly, the 4 of them, Yu Tianheng, had not had much training together with the original Shrek team, so joining Shen Fan's team now would not be considered a waste of time spent on cultivating a tacit understanding between the team members. Flanders. Are you stupid? Yu Tianheng was robbed of Dugu by Shen Fan. If you let Yu Tianheng join Shen Fan's team, it will be good if they can't afford internal strife. Do you still expect them to compete well? As for Tyrone. After the last time their family came to trouble Tang San, don't you still know what kind of virtue their family is? Shen Fan taught Tang San a lesson when he came to sign up. As Tang San's follower, how do you think Tai Long can treat Shen Fan well? Lu Erlong took Flanders aside and spoke to Flanders in a very low voice. According to what you say, then Xiao Wu and the others are not suitable to go to Shen Fan's team, right? After all, Xiao Wu definitely cares about Tang San more than Tai Long. And Zhu Qing. Although she has always been lukewarm towards Mubai because of Mubai's lack of attitude in the past, but with her character, if she doesn't have Mubai in her heart, how can she help Mubai wash the dishes? The last one is Ning Rongrong. Not to mention what she means to Xiao Ao, just from the scene where she said no to Tang San, it can be seen that she must have a higher impression of Tang San than Shen Fan, who just joined the academy not long ago. Too many things have happened in the past few days, and Flanders has no time to pay attention to Tang San and the others. Naturally, his understanding of the relationship between them stopped a few days ago. That's not necessarily the case. With that said, Lu Erlong told Flanders all the things that happened to Xiao Wu and others in the past few days that he could tell Flanders. After listening to Lu Erlong's narration, Flanders looked at Lu Erlong in shock. Forget it. As long as you can get Xiao Wu and the others to voluntarily join Shen Fan's team, I have no objection. Flanders, who had come back to his senses, felt that the idea of dividing the teams was a good one. Otherwise, if Ning Rongrong and Tang San were to continue to stay in the same team, what if Tang San really did something to Ning Rongrong? Flanders will not let him go. Of course, that's no problem. Facing Flanders, a big brother who sincerely wishes her well, Lu Erlong hopes to persuade him instead of making him give in with a strong attitude. That's fine. Flender nodded, and immediately returned to the training ground with Lu Erlong, announcing the decision to everyone. Dean Flanders. Dai Mubai was anxious about this. He was about to continue to object, but was interrupted by Lu Erlong. That's just the way it is. Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Qing, Jiang Zhu, do you agree to join Shen Fan's team? Lu Erlong asked knowingly. Zhu Qing. I'll say it again. Don't forget who you are. Seeing that Lu Erlong ignored him at all, Dai Mubai could only point the finger at Zhu Qing. I am willing. After hearing Dai Mubai's warning, Zhu Qing, who was still pretending to be hesitant, suddenly turned cold and was the first to stand up and agreed to join Shen Fan's team. We would like that too. With Zhu Qing as an example, the other three women looked at each other, talked together for a while, and then nodded in agreement with the same pretense. Of course, this conversation was mainly for Shen Fan to see and listen to, so that Shen Fan would not be suspicious. Chapter 77 Tang 3 blocks the road again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing that Zhu Qing was angered by his own threats, he chose to leave his team without hesitation. Xiao Wu and others also became the trigger because of Zhu Qing's departure, and finally chose to leave for various reasons. Dai Mubai felt angry and regretful at the same time. Just wait. I will tell Master and Tang San everything about what happened just now. Master will definitely not sit idly by when the time comes. And Xiao Wu, I don't believe Tang San will allow you to act like this. After a while, Dai Mubai left a few unwilling threats and left the training ground with a gloomy face. This boy. Erlong, I'm going to talk to Xiaojiang and explain to him first. Friend said. Suit yourself. Lu Erlong waved his hand indifferently. Then I'll leave these two teams to you now. After saying that, Flanders flew towards Yu Xiaojiang's residence with a wry smile. Dean Erlong. How are we going to train next? You won't be running around for a day carrying rocks or something, right? At this time, Shen Fan's voice sounded. Do you have any good advice? Lu Erlong asked. Practical combat is the most effective way to train. I think we can challenge other high-level Soul Master academies. Isn't Kamikaze City, where Kamikaze Academy is located, closest to Tiando City, where our Shrek Academy is located? We'll start at Kamikaze Academy. Shen Fan thought for a few seconds and expressed his thoughts. The closest one to our academy is the Tiando Royal Academy in Tiando City, isn't it? Aren't we going to challenge them? Lu Erlong still remembers that Flanders and his party were kicked out of Tiando Royal Academy, although she has long since given up the idea of helping Yu Xiaogang regain his position. Flanders, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong and others cannot just let go of the humiliation they have suffered. Tiando Royal Academy. The Tiando Royal Academy without Yan Yan and Lingling is simply a joke. I originally didn't regard Tiando Royal Academy as an advanced Soul Master Academy, so I wanted to ignore them directly. However, since Dean Erlong wants to challenge Tiando Royal Academy, let's start from Tiando Royal Academy. If Lu Erlong hadn't mentioned Tiando Royal Academy specifically, Shen Fan wouldn't have thought of the feud between Shrek Academy and Tiando Royal Academy. After all, in Shen Fan's heart, the original incident was entirely caused by Xuebang, and to a certain extent, Tiando Royal Academy did nothing wrong. So be it. It's a holiday today and tomorrow. You two teams can have a good rest. Starting from the day after tomorrow, we will officially begin to challenge the experience of various advanced Soul Master Academies. Lu Erlong hurried to send greetings to those high-level Soul Master Academies, and after saying that, he hurriedly left the training ground. Fan. Today, 7 of us formed a new team. Let's go out and celebrate together. Dugu Yen said. Why don't you take advantage of these 2 days of vacation and go back home? Shen Fan was also planning to go home with Dugu Yen and give Dugu Bo an uncle to ride on. I have already sent someone to send news home, and the news came back that my grandpa is not at home now. Dugu Yen also wanted to go home so that she could give the true solution to 10,000 poisons to her grandfather for practice, but her grandfather ran out quietly and she couldn't find it even if she tried to look for it. That's it. Shen Fan understood in his heart that Dugu Bo probably took the hidden weapon Tang San gave him to fight Douluo. Let's go. Anyway, my grandfather is back and will come to the academy to find me. Dugu Yen pulled Shen Fan away in a coquettish tone, and at the same time asked Yi Lingling and others to follow him. Dugu Yen. I'll make you regret it sooner or later. The coquettish side that Dugu Yen showed in front of Shen Fan deeply hurt Yu Tianheng, who had witnessed the whole process. He had been dating Dugu Yen for more than a year, and he never knew that Dugu Yen had such a gentle side. If you want to go shopping, just go shopping. What are you doing with me? It's not like you don't know that I have no money. Naturally, Shen Fan and the others didn't know what was going on in Yu Tianheng's mind. Xiao Wu, who had been pulled out of the school at this moment, said somewhat depressedly. Give. Hearing this, Shen Fan threw a bracelet-like jewelry towards Xiao Wu. This is too expensive. I can't have it. Xiao Wu took the bracelet and subconsciously looked at the inner space. She was immediately startled by the small mountain-shaped pile of gold soul coins inside. Take it. It's not something expensive. A storage soul guide bracelet worth 5,000 points, plus 10 million gold soul coins, is indeed not a valuable thing to Shen Fan now. Xiao Wu wanted to refuse, but she thought that Mom might need Shen Fan's help to resurrect her in the future, and the favor she would owe would be even greater at that time. Thinking of this, Xiao Wu took back the words of rejection she wanted to say, and changed her words to accept the storage soul guide bracelet that Shen Fan gave her. Okay then. I accepted it. Anyway, you don't have to worry about too many debts, and you don't have to worry about too many lice. Since you may still owe Shen Fan a huge favor when you resurrect yourself, and it's a favor that you don't know if you can repay, then you might as well owe more. A little, after all, there is a saying that goes well, when you cannot repay someone but still want to continue to interact with them, then while sincerely making friends, constantly owing each other favors will not make the relationship between the two parties eventually become strangers. Where shall we go? Ning Rongrong asked after seeing Shen Fan and Xiao Wu finish talking. Let's go to the clothes store first. Shen Fan thought of the silver-pink clothes Xiao Wu wore when she grew up, and wanted to put it on Xiao Wu now. Then let's go to the clothes store first. Follow me. Ning Rongrong knew the situation of various stores in Tiando City very well. When Shen Fan said that he wanted to go to a clothing store, he immediately ran to the front of the team and started leading the way. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Shen Fan and his party, who had been shopping outside for nearly a day, returned to Shrek Academy talking and laughing. At this time, Tang San, Yu Xiaogang, Dai Mubai and others who were waiting in the guard room at the school gate saw Shen Fan and others finally coming back, and they immediately filed out with unkind expressions. Little dance. You. However, before Tang San could express his anger, he was stunned by Xiao Wu's stunning appearance after changing clothes. What happened to me? You put on such a menacing attitude every time, who are you showing it to? Xiao Wu frowned. Where did you get that silver pink dress, silver pink ripped socks, and crystal high heels on your feet? Tang San, who was awakened by Xiao Wu's questioning and came back to his senses, also frowned. These things were worth a lot at first glance, and Tang San didn't think that the gold soul coins he gave Xiao Wu could buy these things. Chapter 78 Yu Xiaogang, I am here for the honor of Shrek Academy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course I bought it myself. Xiao Wu didn't lie. She indeed bought these things with her own money. The only difference was that she didn't say that the money was given by Shen Fan. Did you buy it yourself? Where did you get the money? Tang San wondered if Xiao Wu had gone too far and now dared to accept gifts of tens or even hundreds of thousands of gold soul coins from others. However, what gave Tang San some peace of mind was that among Shen Fan and his party, Ning Rongrong seemed to be the only one who was so generous and capable. There was no need to worry about Xiao Wudan being raped by someone with ill intentions. Use some money to fool you. You don't have to worry about where the money comes from. That's true. Why did you stop me this time? Xiao Wu patiently tried her best to look reasonable. I heard from Mubai that you agreed to join the Academy's newly formed team, that the most important thing now is to let Xiao Wu return to his team. As for the clothes Xiao Wu is wearing, Ning Rongrong is a girl anyway. After Tang San figured it out, he didn't bother to worry about it anymore. Yes. Xiao Wu answered very simply. Nonsense. Do you know what you are doing? Seeing that Xiao Wu hadn't realized his mistake yet, Tang San's expression turned even uglier. Of course I know what I'm doing. There are too many teams. In order to allow everyone in the team to have enough opportunities to express themselves, the Academy divided the original team into two teams. Isn't this good for us students? No matter which team I join, I will always be a member of Team Shrek. Naturally, I will join whichever team is more suitable for me. Xiao Wu's reason was also one of the answers that the girls had discussed. I really don't know what to say. Let's not talk about the tacit understanding we have developed over the past few years, just between Mubai and Zhu Qing. Before Tang San could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Yu Xiaogang standing next to him. Mistress, let's go to the office and talk. Dai Mubai and Zhu Zhuqing's martial soul fusion skills were regarded as a trump card by Yu Xiaogang, and he didn't want Tang San to reveal it in front of so many ordinary students from Shrek Academy who were watching the fun. Is teacher. Tang San also reacted quickly and immediately understood what Yu Xiaogang meant. Then let's go to the office and talk. Lu Erlong didn't want the students around him to continue watching the show, and was even more afraid that Tang San would say something he shouldn't have said impulsively, so he stood up and said. Okay. Xiao Wu and the others looked at each other, nodded, and immediately followed Lu Erlong and others, quickly leaving the place under the disappointed gazes of the surrounding students. Along the way, perhaps because the atmosphere was not right, no one in the entire team took the initiative to speak. Fortunately, Flender's office was not too far away, and everyone arrived at the door of his office after a while. The next second, as soon as he entered the door, the most anxious Tang San spoke immediately. Catch up on what I didn't finish just now. Xiao Wu, you should know that Zhu Qing and Mubai have martial soul fusion skills. If we really talk about the suitability, it is obvious that Zhu Qing and our team are the most suitable. Zhu Qing, what do you think? That at the end of the sentence, Tang San shifted his gaze from Xiao Wu to Zhu Qing. Just because you have martial soul fusion skills doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be that strong. In my opinion, even if Dai Mubai and I use martial soul fusion skills, we may not be able to defeat Shen Fan alone. Tang San, you, who has fought with Shen Fan but is incapable of even fighting back, should know this best. As soon as Zhu Zhuqing said these words, Tang San and Dai Mubai's faces immediately turned like chameleons. First, they instantly turned red, then turned from red to purple, and finally turned completely black. This Zhu Zhuqing is really upright. Seeing Zhu Zhuqing use just a few words to make Tang San and Dai Mubai speechless, Shen Fan, who was happily eating melon and watching the show, muttered to himself in his heart. If it is just for this reason, there is no need for the three of you to leave the original team. In fact, I originally planned to let Shen Fan join the original Shrek team after this soul hunting operation is over. Yu Xiaogang didn't ask Shen Fan if he wanted to join the original Shrek team at all. This was his conspiracy. As long as Shen Fan studied in Shrek Academy, he could directly let Shen Fan join on the grounds of the Academy's arrangements. When the time comes, it would be best if he could accept Shen Fan as his disciple. If he really couldn't, as long as Shen Fan was still in the team, he could still rely on Shen Fan to become famous. Let Shen Fan join the original Shrek team. Then will he play as a main player or as a substitute? At this time, before Shen Fan could speak, Ning Rongrong asked first. Does this need to be said? It must be the main team member. Yu Xiaogang had already considered this question and didn't even hesitate for a second when answering it. However, what Yu Xiaogang didn't know was that when he said without hesitation that Shen Fan would become the main player, Ma Hongjun and Oscar couldn't help but feel a little in their hearts, and even Flanders' expression inevitably changed. And just when Flanders was about to say something, Ning Rongrong spoke first and pointed out the key point. According to this arrangement, wouldn't the original Shrek team have one more main member? When the final battle of the elite competition begins, who will be promoted and who will be eliminated? Having said this, Ning Rongrong looked at Ma Hongjun and Oscar with sympathy. After all, if the changes brought about by Shen Fan are not taken into account, according to the original routine, Zhu Zhuqing and Dai Mubai will not go down because they have martial soul fusion skills. Xiao Wu will not go down even if Tang San is here. Ning Rongrong's there is absolutely no one who can replace the assistant in Shrek Academy, and he will not continue. After all, it seems that one of Ma Hongjun and Oscar will become the unlucky guy. This is very simple. At that time, according to the configuration of the Wuhandian team, Oscar or Ma Hongjun will be replaced. Yu Xiaogang had also thought about this question a long time ago, and the answer was naturally the same as before, without even a second of hesitation. Xiaogang. With your arrangement like this, doesn't it mean that Hongjun and Xiao Ao have become substitutes? This is very unfair to the two children. I don't agree with this proposal. In any case, Ma Hongjun and Oscar were Flanders' true direct students, and he certainly would not just watch them suffer. Flanders. What do you mean? Am I doing this for myself? You have to understand that I made this decision entirely for the honor of our Shrek Academy. Yu Xiaogang said dissatisfied. Chapter 79, Big Fool Yu Xiaogang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For Shrek's honor, Flanders fell silent. In his life, he was only interested in two things, one was Lu Erlong, the goddess in his heart, and the other was to make Shrek rise. Now when Yu Xiaogang said this, he completely touched the heart of Flanders. Flanders. You have to remember. No matter what I do it to make our Shrek Academy stronger and stronger, so that in the future we can surpass the Four Elements Academy, surpass the Star Luo Royal Academy, and even surpass the Wuhandian Academy, and finally truly rise and become the number one most powerful academy on Douluo continent. For this reason, even if I am a villain, I don't care. Yu Xiaogang and Flanders have known each other for so long, and he knows best what Flanders cares about, and also knows best what to say so that Flanders can choose to support him. This. Sure enough, Flanders, who was so excited by Yu Xiaogang's impassioned words, only struggled in his heart for less than 3 seconds before he looked at Ma Hongjun and Oscar apologetically and stopped talking to them. Compared to letting Shrek Academy rise, Flanders felt that it was okay to make Ma Hongjun and Oscar suffer a little injustice, and at the worst, he could give them some benefits in the future. Hongjun and Xiao Ao. Don't hold any grudges in your hearts. I'm not targeting you on purpose. This is the price that must be paid in order for our Shrek Academy to rise. If you don't believe me, just watch. I didn't even arrange a spot for my nephew Yu Tianheng as a main player. You know, when he was in Tiando Royal Academy, he was the captain of the home team. Now that he has come to Shrek Academy, he is not even a semi-main player like you, but a complete substitute player. Isn't he aggrieved? Do not. He is also aggrieved. It's just that he knew how to take the overall situation into consideration and didn't make trouble for his own selfish interests. After all, as long as our Shrek team can get good results, the honor will be shared by everyone. After settling Flanders, Yu Xiaogang comforted Ma Hongjun and Oscar. Grandmaster. Stop talking. I know. After Yu Xiaogang used Yu Tianheng as an example, the unhappiness in Ma Hongjun's heart disappeared without a trace, just as the master said, even Yu Tianheng, the nephew of the master, can only be a substitute player. What should he, a semi-main player, have to be dissatisfied with? Very good. You are a good boy who takes the overall situation into consideration. Yu Xiaogang was very satisfied with Ma Hongjun's attitude and praised him. Then he looked at Oscar and asked, what about you? I think the same thing as Fatty. Even so, Oscar was quite dissatisfied in his heart, but he was just a food-based soul master and could do nothing but passively accept it. Good. You are a good boy too. Rest assured. I'll let Flanders give you some compensation. Yu Xiaogang was also very happy to be able to solve the problems of Ma Hongjun and Oscar so easily. However, just when Yu Xiaogang was about to turn his attention back to Shen Fan, Ning Rongrong and others, and planned to give Shen Fan and the girls a bowl of chicken soup, he watched a big show of Yu Xiaogang's cheating. Shen Fan spoke first before realizing that Yu Xiaogang was trying to fool him. Cough. Wait a moment. You seem to have forgotten Yan and Lingling. Yan is my girlfriend. She definitely wants to be on the same team as me. As for Lingling, she quit the Imperial fighting team because of Yan. So, no matter which team I am in, I will definitely bring her with me. As soon as Shen Fan said these words, Yu Xiaogang, who felt that everything was under control, was completely chilled. Shen Fan. It's not that I'm unkind. The strength of Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling is still far behind the members of the home team. If they really become the main team members, let alone the number of people, I can't explain it to Tianheng, Hongjun and Xiao Ao. Soon, Yu Xiaogang reacted and said with a frown, as for Yi Lingling's nine-hearted begonia martial spirit, Yu Xiaogang didn't understand its value at all, so he couldn't measure Yi Lingling's importance at all. As for Dugu Yan, although he knew from Tang San that Dugu Yan's martial spirit had evolved, it hadn't been long since the last match between Team Shrek and Team Huangdo, and Yu Xiaogang didn't think it would be possible in such a short period of time. How much can Dugu Yan's strength increase in a short period of time? What's more, Dugu Yan's poison was completely restrained by his apprentice Tang San, which made Yu Xiaogang even less optimistic about Dugu Yan. Hee. Grandmaster. You haven't tried it yet, so how do you know that there is a gap between the strength of Yan and Lingling and the so-called main players? Yan, let's not talk about it for now. Ask your good nephew Yu Tianheng if he thinks that his role in a team is greater than that of Lingling. Shen Fan sneered. Uncle. Lingling's nine-hearted begonia martial spirit allows all team members to not worry about injuries at all. In real comparison, the importance of the Tumi cannot be compared with Lingling. Seeing Yu Xiaogang, Flanders, Ma Hongjun, Oscar and others all looking at him, Yu Tianheng glared at Shen Fan, then organized his words and said. Is Yi Lingling's martial spirit really that powerful? At this time, Yu Xiaogang was not thinking about the role that Yi Lingling could play in the team, but whether he could wait until Yi Lingling grew up to treat his injuries. After all, he can never use it, but he must not be powerless when he wants to use it. 9 hearts and begonia martial spirit. If it weren't for the extremely rare number, I'm afraid that the title of the best auxiliary sect in the world might not fall on our 7 treasures glazed sect. Grandmaster. These are things I remember saying before. At this time, Ning Rongrong also said with a hint of fun. Of course I remember this. All right. I agree with Yi Lingling's matter for the time being. Now let's talk about Dugu Yan. Shen Fan. I heard what you said just now. Dugu Yan's current strength has far exceeded the strength when he fought against the Shrek team. Yu Xiaogang didn't want people to know that he had studied for a period of time after hearing about Jiuxin Haitang Wuhuan for the first time, and finally came to the conclusion that Ning Rongrong's evaluation of Jiuxin Haitang Wuhuan was exaggerated. Something happened, so he quickly changed his target to Dugu Yan. Of course. If you don't believe it, you can let Tang San give it a try. Shen Fan knew that Dugu Yan hated Tang San, so he was looking for an opportunity for Dugu Yan to beat up Tang San. Chapter 80 The Powerless Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This won't work. Dugu Bo and I have been friends for many years. It would be bad if I accidentally hurt Dugu Yan while sparring with her. Tang San didn't think that Dugu Yan would be his opponent. Even if Dugu Yan's martial spirit evolved, he would still be able to control it easily. It's just a discussion. Just be careful not to hit hard. Yu Xiaogang was not in a hurry to make a conclusion. He also wanted to see if Dugu Yan, who was so optimistic about Shen Fan, really had a great increase in combat power due to the evolution of his martial soul. What if Dugu Yan really underwent a great transformation? That would be another boost to his fame. Okay. But for the sake of safety, I will only use the abilities of the martial soul, and will not use hidden weapons and the 8 spider spears. Tang San said hypocritically. Can. Yu Xiaogang nodded, then looked at Shen Fan and said, let's go to the back mountain training ground. No need to bother. This office is quite big, let's just stay here. Anyway, Yan can win easily and won't make any big noise. Shen Fan shook his head and refused. The true solution to 10,000 poisons that Dugu Yan practiced was a fantasy cultivation method given by Shen Fan. To deal with a martial arts Xiantian Kung Fu, it was simply a dimensionality reduction attack. Shen Fan. I know you are very strong, so strong that Tang San doesn't even have the ability to fight back in front of you. But you can't look down on Tang San just because Tang San can't fight back in your hands. You know, under my training, Tang San's combat prowess is not only one of the best among his peers, but at least he is far ahead. Besides, as Dugu Yan's boyfriend, you should also know that Dugu Yan was defeated by Tang San not long ago. Honestly, I feel that no matter how much Dugu Yan has transformed now, it would be incredible to be able to tie with Tang San, who doesn't use hidden weapons or the 8 spider spears. Just now, Yu Xiaogang really didn't want to make a conclusion about Dugu Yan's current combat power so quickly, but Shen Fan's unabashedly contemptuous attitude towards Tang San forced Yu Xiaogang to come out and defend him for his own sake. His own disciples offered a few words of defense. You'll know if you try it. Shen Fan was too lazy to argue with Yu Xiaogang, so he told Dugu Yan via voice transmission, don't seriously hurt Tang San, but you can hurt his heart. Clear. Dugu Yan also replied using the method of transmitting sound into his ears. Then give it a try. Tang San was a little annoyed by what Yu Xiaogang said just now, without even a chance to fight back in front of Shen Fan. He also didn't want Yu Xiaogang to continue talking nonsense. Alright. You each summon your own martial soul first, and then I say start, and you start fighting souls. Yu Xiaogang didn't understand why Tang San, who looked like he didn't want to take action just now, was so proactive now, but seeing that Dugu Yan and Tang San were already prepared, he didn't think much about it. Tang San. Martial Spirit Blue Silver Grass. 40 Level 3 Ring Weapon Soul Master. Tang San spoke first. Dugu Yan. Martial Spirit Ice Fire Poison Dragon King. 40 Level 3 Ring Battle Soul Master. The name of this martial spirit was chosen by Dugu Yan himself based on the attributes and form of his own martial spirit. Ice Fire Poison Dragon King. What kind of martial spirit is this? Why have I never heard of it? Yu Xiaogang said doubtfully. It's a dragon martial spirit with 3 attributes, ice, fire, and poison. I chose the name of Wuhuan myself. Of course you have never heard of it. Okay, I've explained it to you. Can we start fighting souls? This is not important information. As long as the martial soul's ability and soul skills are used, everyone can see it. Dugu Yan has no intention of hiding it. Let's start. Yu Xiaogang ordered. Among my immortal herbs, there is absolutely no one that can bring about such a big change in Dugu Yan's martial spirit. It seems that there is really nothing suspicious about Dugu Yan. As Yu Xiaogang ordered the soul fighting to begin, while Tang San was thinking about Dugu Yan and the fairy grass in his mind, the movements of his hands did not pause at all, and he directly used the 3rd soul skill spider web to restrain Dugu Yan. You lose. The next second, seeing that Dugu Yan did not dodge his soul skill and was tightly restrained by his soul skill, Tang San immediately withdrew his martial spirit with a nonchalant expression. Oh. You sure? However, before Tang San could meet the extremely admiring eyes of everyone in his imagination, Dugu Yan's disdainful voice suddenly sounded. Immediately afterwards, a bang sound came, and the spider web that restrained Dugu Yan didn't even hold on for a second before the roots were broken and scattered on the ground by Dugu Yan's shock. What? How is this possible? Seeing this, Tang San was shocked and quickly summoned his blue-silver grass martial spirit to protect his body. Rest assured. I won't attack you while you're recovering your martial spirit. Whether it was Shen Fan's plan to give Tang San a heartbreaking punishment or to avenge his former self in Lingling, Dugu Yan did not intend to quickly deal with Tang San. Hateful. The first soul skill, entanglement. The second soul skill is parasitism. The slight smile on the face of Dugu Yan, the defeated general, and the tone that he didn't take Tang San seriously at all, were like full-level taunts, making Tang San's anger rush to Tianling Gai. Otherwise, you should use the 8 spider spear. Your 3 soul skills are of no use to me at all. Also, your speed and your hands that turn into white are of no use to me. Oh, right. The hidden weapons you just mentioned can also be used. Don't be afraid of hurting me. With Lingling here, I can't die. Dugu Yan stood there without moving, just watching Tang San use 3 soul skills interchangeably, while scurrying around him like a monkey, and from time to time he used his hands that turned white. Attacking himself, he said boringly. That's what you said. After saying that, Tang San stopped, and when everyone watching the battle retreated, he summoned the 8 spider spears with attached spirit bones. Although it is embarrassing to go back on one's word, it is better than losing. Bang bang bang. The appearance of the 8 spider spears gave Tang San a lot more confidence, and he no longer used the shadow tracer, but instead fought face to face with Dugu Yan. How could this be? Your martial spirit is obviously not possessed, so why is your body's defense so high? Wrong. Even if you are possessed by a martial spirit, you shouldn't have such a high defense. 3 times in a row, the spider lance of the 8 spider spears collided with Dugu Yan's white and tender hands, without even injuring Dugu Yan in the slightest. The expression on Tang San's face finally changed. At this moment, for the first time, Tang San felt so powerless in front of Dugu Yan after his martial soul evolved.